All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our February member Zoom meeting. Let's see here. So here's our financials. Our operating account, 7745. Our savings is $11,017. PayPal has got 1207. Self-insurance, 10309. Convention fund is sitting at 4295 for a total of $34,573. Our net monthly is 388 and our negative 388, and our net year to date is negative 388. I'd like to thank Mr. Bill and all of that. Bill, you want to speak to the numbers here?
Yeah, now I got unmuted. Yeah, everything's really going along fine. January, you always have a couple of three large bills to pay. Power on Lower Peavine. We have the rent on Lower Peavine. A couple other things. So that's why we're down $388. But I think we're back over it right now. And I didn't put the donations on there. I thought I would do that every 3 months to coincide with Amazon Smile. But the donations so far this year are $70, $69 from members and $1 from PayPal.
Very nice.
That's about it.
All right. Well, thank you. And talking about Lower Peavine, we just so everyone knows, that's a member benefit. If you're a member and you have a repeater, we have some people who have stuff in the Lower Peavine site. They pay the power bill, so that's not a cost borne by the club, and those bills go out to all of the people that have machines in there, so that they can go ahead and spread that between them. All right, our membership. We have 431 members. That's amazing. 288 of us are ARRL members. We have 19 new members, and we have 28 volunteer examiners. February 20th, I know Crystal is ramrodding a session at the EOC. She's been in contact with the new EOC manager up there. Aaron Keniston has since retired. And they're going to allow us to go ahead and do the examinations up there. And I guess they're going to let Bob Miller do a ham review up there. So that's kind of nice. And as always, there's the link that you can use to pull the stats. All right, Ham Radio Tech Night on Zoom. Hey, Barry, I had a great time both learning and trying to show some stuff to people. But I know that it seemed to be well received. Would you like to speak to this?
Yeah, just for a second. Maybe we'll send it over to some of the other guys too, if you want after. It was good. We had I think 37 or 38 people registered, 34 attended. We had grouping in the main room, and then we did breakouts, which is separate little tracks. And so John Enseminaro J spoke about digital HF modes, FT8, FS8 call, and those sort of things. Wes talked about VHF, UHF analog and repeaters, had a lot of newbies and a lot of people in there, answered a lot of questions there. Jim W6US talked about HF types things. Howie went into there, talked a little about CW. Maybe we'll have Howie back another time for other stuff. And then we had Tony, W7XM, a resident expert on some of the digital voice modes, and did a piece on DMR and on Fusion. What was really cool with Zoom, there's a fairly new feature that I set up that everybody could walk around to the different rooms. I know some people had some technical issues, and next time we'll show them how to do it, make it a little easier. But by and large, it really was like a little mini NVCon education training for a couple hours. So I think it went well. If you look in the SNARS newsletter, there are a couple articles. One that I put in that has some statistics and some line item feedback that people gave. We appreciate that. And then Jim W6US had some stuff too. He might want to say a few things. Should I open his mic? Jim W6US, do you want to say a few words?
Yeah, go for it, Jim.
Okay, I'm also working 3 contests at once here, so I had it muted. Yeah, it was a very, very good time there, and we had a lot of good participation, a lot of discussion on antennas and things like that. So I think, looking forward to it next month.
Okay, thanks. I think back to you, John, unless you got anything
All right.
else.
No, I thought it was really cool, and Jim was very helpful. And not only did I do JS8 call and FT8 and answer some questions and show off some stuff, it would have been great if the propagation died off right about the time that we got into showing JS8 call, which was kind of stinky. But maybe next time we'll be able to find something. Let's see. The only thing I had is I wanted to make sure I got a lot of feedback. Everyone really enjoyed the ability to sort of kick it around, trying to simulate what we do sitting at the table in the morning, other than eating good baked bacon and eggs. So I'd like to throw it open here for a couple of minutes. Let everyone, if you've got something, use the raise hand function, so that you can, or otherwise indicate, so that we can unmute you and let you have your say. Because as you always hear me say, this is your meeting. It's not our meeting, it's your meeting. So if you've got something, use the raise hand function or otherwise indicate, so that we can let you have your say before we move into the presentation.
So yeah, best to raise your hand. It's usually under participants. I've also set it up, you could just open your mic. If you do, just give your call sign first so we don't get too many doubles. Who has something they want to ask or share? Come now. Okay, while that's happening, I was talking to a ham the other day. They had something they wanted to share, and I'll just keep it anonymous, but they said they would like some of the board members, if they're on the new net, if they come on, to acknowledge that they're board members. So maybe when we're on the air, that's related to SNARS things, we can let them know. And that probably applies to people that do volunteer work, so just kind of people know who you are. That might be a cool thing. Okay, we're going to go to Jerry. Hey, Jerry, go ahead.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Roger. Yes, we
All
can.
right. Barry and everybody else who put these meetings together, John, everybody, really appreciate this. This is nice. Thank you.
It's our pleasure. It's a lot of fun, and it's not. There's no way we can simulate being all together and able to have that fellowship, that ability to sit around and talk and interact. But we can get as close as we possibly can by doing this Zoom thing, and it's been really helpful. Barry got us started on it, and Doug's been a lot of help, and I can't say enough about the team that does this, but this is really what we want to do, and try and do what we can to simulate it. So you're absolutely welcome. It's our pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. And towards that, besides this monthly meeting, we have now the third Monday of each month at 7 p.m. Pacific. I say because we have some people out of the area, is the ham radio nights. We did the first one. We'll be doing other ones. Okay, thanks, Jerry, for checking in from sunny Smith Valley. You and the Smith Valley guys all say sunny Smith Valley. Okay, we're going to go to Brian, KG7PDC. I think you're out of Colorado. How you doing, Brian?
Doing well, Barry. Thank you. I just had a comment about in the earlier briefing when I saw the membership numbers. I was kind of amazed at the number that SNARS has. And I'm just comparing that to what I'm looking at where I'm living now in Colorado Springs. I've looked at a couple ham radio clubs here, and the biggest one is Pikes Peak Amateur Radio Society, I believe. And they've only got 150. It's just amazing that this club has got, and it's in a town that's actually smaller, almost 3 times the amount of membership as a club in this area, which is bigger, I believe, population wise, the Colorado Springs area is than the Reno Sparks
Yeah.
area. So whatever you guys are doing to get members, and I believe I'm not the only one that lives well outside the metropolitan area of Reno Sparks, it's worth it. You've got programs to do stuff that I've not seen the other clubs around here offer as far as stuff online like Zoom or whatever. I mean, they have their meetings, but they're, that's pretty much all they're doing. So anyway, keep it up, and I probably will stay a member for several years after my membership runs out the end of this year.
Well, thank you, Brian. Hey, Wes wants to say something.
Yeah, Wes, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I think that tech night was a great experience for everybody. I think I like the all the information that we got from them, and of course the information we're giving them. However, I hope we get some more responses, because there's a few people out there. I hope that they come back and give us a report on what we've told them there. Like, 'cause I had a lot of newbies there, and I'm trying to help them. But I hope they come back and report to us how things are going. I mean, we like to
over time. That's good.
So anyway, that's all I had to say. And
I think that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just towards that, it's one thing to fill out the feedback form, which is raw data, which is helpful for the club and what we report. But I think what you're speaking of is actually come back and tell us how you're progressing, and then how's the Elm Ring coming, and then what you're learning, and then who you're helping. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing I want to say is, at some point you'll get more knowledge, and then pay it forward to other people. I've been working, as an example, I've been working with Brian, one of the Brian's, KJ7 EAC, and he's learning a lot. He's helping other people, and those other people are helping other people. That's what the whole club at Elm Ring is about.
Right.
It's a 6, Barry, not a 7.
Okay, well, whatever. I'm a 6 too, and I still boogered. I'm sorry about that. I just want to go back to say anything else, Wes, because I want to make one comment about something the other Brian said.
No, I think that's pretty much it. Like I said,
Yeah,
I enjoy this. I hope it goes on forever.
Yeah, that's really, really, really good. I just want to go back and say one thing that Brian PDC said about the size. We might be larger than now, because we've been growing over the last couple of years, than the size of the Mount Diablo Amateur Radio Club, which is one of the largest. It's in the Bay Area. So we are doing something right. Part of it is what the board is doing, what the members are doing, and what the volunteers. But it's the look and feel of how we're all supporting each other and pushing the envelope and doing some cool stuff. That's why people join and stick around. And thanks to Tony, in particular, who does a lot for the club, but he has built something amazing with all the code plugs and all the stuff in DMR, which is a huge member benefit. Tony, you want to say anything about that or anything about Ham Radio Night? We're putting you on.
Good morning, all. Yep, hopefully you guys hear me.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so the code plugs that are out there, the snars.org/radios. Let me know if you guys need anything else added to those. I'm continually just messing with those, building them up. If you guys need any help with building code plugs, let me know. We can do that with one of the sessions in the Ham Radio Nights as well too, showing you how to get into more advanced topics if we want to do that this next month. So it's pretty easy once you kind of get the idea of how that works and any other stuff. But yeah, the Ham Radio Night was really cool. Thanks for everybody that attended. Just let us know what topics that you guys want to chat about next, and we can definitely work on those. I'm still working on the new members website, so you guys will see that hopefully this next month. I'm just working with you guys working with the site just to get some of the things fine-tuned and figured out. One thing to note for those that do have Motorola radios, things have changed with Motorola in terms of the CPS software and firmware updates and things like that. So I'm still looking into that in terms of how that's going to affect those that have those radios. Motorola is changing their licensing in terms of how future firmware is updated on those radios, things like that. So we'll keep the CPS up there, and I can probably still update those for the continuing time, but it looks like they're starting to get to the point that I think they're, making the owners of the radios have a different type of subscription per the device device. I'm not sure yet, but I think that's all I had though in terms of those types of things.
That's great. And towards that, if anybody wants to get hold of SNARS, the board, and the people at the helm, you just write an email, snars@snars.org, and it gets to us. Anybody else have any comments or questions before we move to the presentation?
Yeah, this is Randy, KE6JQT.
Yeah, Randy.
Head
Can you
Randy.
guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, listen, yeah, just one thing I did want to say, and it's only because I've been an Elmer for various different clubs for quite a few years and stuff. And with the Motorola, yeah, there is a dramatic change that is going to be going through with Motorola, with the radios and stuff. So if anybody needs a hand with the radios and stuff, because I'm a programmer, I've been doing it for many years, I can assist anybody with any radios anytime. You can email me, give me a phone call, it doesn't matter.
Can you
What's your
put
email?
your contact stuff in the chat, please, Randy, so that everyone has it?
Sure. That's
also
not a
give it-
problem.
And also give it to us slowly and verbally so it's on the recording, Randy.
Okay, my email address is going to be ke6jqt@gmail.com. And my phone number is 702-326-2677.
So 702-326-2677. It's Kilo Echo 6, Japan, Quebec Tango @Gmail.
It says Kilo Echo 6, Julia, Quebec Tango.
Yeah, Juliet, Quebec Tango. Okay, thank you so much, Randy.
No problem. I'll put it in the chat right now.
Anybody else have a comment?
It looks like Brian raised his hand.
Hey, Brian, go for it.
Just a quick question, Barry. I just heard you say that you're recording the Zoom sessions. Are they at the, like on YouTube under the club's name or something like that for us?
Yeah,
to
they
go
are.
back
I've been
and
a
review?
little bit. I'll get today's up. I've been a little remiss on the last few getting them up, but yes, they will be under YouTube, and I also post them on the. Those will get up there within a few days, and I post them on the Telegram.
Okay. Also, would you post the link for the YouTube channel in the comments, please?
I would if I knew what it was. Anybody else know?
Yeah, how about putting it up on the website?
I think it is on the
It is.
website on the bottom.
It
Yeah,
is.
if you look at the bottom of your guys' website, you'll see all the different social media
Yeah,
that we have. Also, if you could do the contact us, it should be under there too. I'll make sure it's under there as well.
it'll go right to it. Just click YouTube.
Okay.
Okay.
It's done.
Thanks, Barry.
Yeah, sure enough. One more time. Anybody else have anything you want to share?
Barry, this is John, KF7KTC. Can you hear me or see me? I
Yeah.
can't
Yeah,
tell.
both.
Oh, very good, very good. Well, I'm in Manila in the Philippines.
Lucky you.
Excellent.
No, not so lucky, but fortunate. I wouldn't say lucky, just fortunate. I am in strict quarantine for 4 more days before I can head home to my family.
Wow.
But I just wanted to say hello to everyone there. I can only see one of you at a time. I don't know how many people are there. It's a little different from a laptop or a desktop interface. So
we have 52 at the moment. 51. I'm on here twice, so that's good. You know, we had somebody else on one day from the Philippines, but I don't think it was you. I think it was somebody else. Gosh, almost a year ago. Was that you or somebody else? Somebody who's in the military or ex-military. I don't think that was you.
no, I've been in until this month. I've been in the U.S. since last March.
Tell us one quick thing. What's it like in the Philippines with the pandemic? Anything different compared to here?
A lot of the businesses are closed. I don't know if they're permanent or temporary. The traffic is a bit lighter here in Manila. I know out in the provinces, things are pretty much the same as they were in the past, with the exception of transportation There is limited seating in the public transportation. And also, anybody that is out in public has to wear both mask and face shield while they're in public.
And the other gentleman I had talked to a while ago said at the time, this is maybe around the lockdown, he said that to go to the store or whatever, you had to have a special permission slip of paper. Is that still true? And I don't know what part he was in, Manila or wherever.
Sometimes you had to do that. Right now, I'm not quite sure exactly where that kind of limitation is. I know at one point, my wife, she was the only one allowed out of the house, and she could only go out 2 days a week. And I know that to travel from province to province, that you have to have a valid reason to do so. You might even need to have some kind of written permission from, they have a governmental subdivision called a barangay. And you might have to have written permission to leave the province from the barangay captain, but I'm not certain about that.
Well, thanks for getting on. I know you're quite a few hours different from us. Good to have you on, and we'll see you when you get back. Be safe.
All right. Yeah, it's 12:21 in the morning here.
Wow.
So
John,
Sunday morning.
I've got family in Davao, and they were telling me that it's been pretty much the same way you're describing, and they're considerably more remote.
Yeah, it just depends on where you're at. There are several different levels of quarantine, but all visitors, they just opened the airport back up for most countries, or at least some 30 odd countries, including the United States. And I got like the second flight out of Los Angeles to get here. So
What brought you there?
I'm sorry?
What brought you? Work, family? What had you go there?
Oh, yeah, I've got a wife and kids. I've got a son that the last time I saw him, he was just about 6 months old.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen each other and talked, through the internet, but the last time I saw anybody in person was 11 months ago.
Well, thank you for getting on and letting us know. Great to hear from you.
Yeah, I was having some issues with Zoom, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get on or not. And then I tried again here after midnight, and everything seemed to work okay.
Very cool.
I thought maybe I needed some special version or something. So anyway, 73 to everyone there, and I'm not going to stay for the whole meeting, but I just wanted to make contact with all of you. And I'm kind of tired. This is way, way, way past my bedtime.
Well, we got true DX on Zoom today for the meeting. Thank you, John. You can watch the recording later.
All righty. Okay, 73.
73, John. Thank you.
One more call. Anybody else want to share anything? Any questions, comments before we do our presentation today about the ICOM 705? Going once, going twice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop sharing, Barry.
Okay, thanks. I think we have two more. I think we have Brian and then we have Steve. Okay, go ahead, Brian.
No, I just want to comment, kind of mirror what other people have said. The advantage is you can go to the different rooms easily instead of having if you're in a person, actual meeting. That was the plus side. It was very informative, and with a couple different the breakouts and listen. So yeah, thanks again for doing that. Looking forward to the next one.
Great, that's for the ham radio night. Yeah, very good. Thank you so much, and thank you, Brian. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, with regards to DMR stuff, I had the Nevada hub. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it was a multi-mode transcoding hub based on a software product that had, there's people that do that software have an internal feud going on, and they have become unreliable. So I took the hub down My DR2XE Fusion repeater went to NV Cars because Jeff needed something for K5BLS. Jeff needed something for his system to bring in. He wants to bring DMR in. So I think he'll probably be talking to Tony about that. But the DMR repeater is a SLR 5700. And it is currently sitting right behind me up online. I need it to go somewhere because I am not, the hub is down due to the software issues that I can't call it reliable anymore. So no point in keeping it up. So I have the SLR 5700. It is the pretty much the top of the line UHF repeater. And it's available to SNARS if you have a place to take it and put it. I don't know if you have some aging DMR repeaters that you want to replace, but I would like to donate it. And it comes with a, what the heck, Hustler G6 270 antenna. And I'll even throw in a 20-foot mast with it, but I don't know if you need any of that. But I also have the latest version of the CPS, which is paid for. In regards to where they're going with the CPS, you now have to register with Motorola to get any service from them whatsoever. And it can take up to a month to get registered. So if you need a CPS, if you buy a new Motorola radio and you need a CPS, it's going to take you about a month, and it is a real pain. You have to jump through hoops to get accepted by them. It's kind of like you got to, I don't know what they call it, but it is a mess. So heads up to anybody that's buying any new radios, new Motorola radios. But if you've got an older one, the current CPS that's on STARS works pretty good. Their CPS is probably easier to use than anybody else's, including Anytones. However, so if anybody, if the club would like to have this repeater, I would like to put it to use. It's just kind of like wasted just sitting here, and I don't think that's right. So I want it to get out there where hands can use it. So it's available if anybody wants to contact me. I am, you can reach me at k7wby@arrl.net or at snars.org. Either one will work. So,
well, thank you, Steve.
You're welcome.
Super. Thank you for your generosity, Steve. Great to have that. Okay, I think we're going to move on to the presentation. Anything you want to say in closing from the meeting, John?
You know, the only thing I want to say is that I see the membership numbers, and it does my heart good. I love seeing that you guys and gals, everyone, and I'm using that completely neutral. Everybody, you're what makes the club. And then when you volunteer and help, you know, make it good for everybody else, there's just a list. I could go on and list people for hours. And there are, you know, we try and find everybody and thank them. And the biggest thing is I want to thank the members. I want to thank, if you help make this run, if you're part of what makes our club great, then thank you. And if you're a member and you're kind of thinking about it, I want to thank you for being a member. I want to say that, you know, none of us were experts when it came to, you know, diving in with the club. None of us started out knowing everything. And I love that we're doing the Elmering. I think it's excellent. And if you decide that you want to pitch in and help out, please do. I want everyone to believe that would be absolutely welcomed. You know, I can't tell you, Wes, I took over one of Wes's nets one time, and I was not good at it, and it was a complete total travesty, but we got through it, and I learned how to do that, and it was okay. And Wes kind of kind of said, okay, here's what you do next time. So always feel like, don't feel like your help wouldn't be wanted or needed. We do, we need you as a member, as someone who helps out, as someone that pitches in. There's everyone has something that they can do, believe me. And with that, again, thanks everybody, and I will mute up for the presentation. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, thank you so much, John, and thanks to all our volunteers across the board. Okay, so I'm going to stop the recording. This completes the business portion of the SNARS February 6, 2021 meeting.